Going live. You're live. Says we're live. Says we're live, baby cakes. Let me just sort out your focus.
I need a different place to sit.
Yeah, you do.
Because I'm so backlit.
I know this is a problem, but I really don't know.
Sit over there one time.
No, you can't. Trust me. I've tried everything. I'm trying to be camera guy, sound guy,
all right,
videographer. I just can't do it. I'm just freaking out. It's just
You're quite a hectic person at the moment, Steph.
Let me get you in focus now.
I'm not even in the shot.
I'm so panicky. I'm going to calm down a bit. There we go. Let's twist that a bit. There we go. That's nice now. And you're dead in focus, aren't you? Yeah. Right. I'm going to stop this and start again. So here we go. Right. Hi, Hannah.
You're stopping the live? Or
no, I'm just
stopping fannying around.
Stopping fannying around. Let me just check YouTube to make sure that's
anyone.
Live.
Oh, look, people are
here we
watching.
are. We've got 42 people watching. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Oh, shut up, no. Steph. Shut up. Right. I'm with you. I'm here now.
He's in the room. He's in the room, people.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another podcast with myself, Steph, and my wife, Hannah. Hi.
Can I just want to jump in there and point out the massive bruise on Steph's face.
I got a big bruise.
He hasn't been in a pub brawl, don't worry.
Yeah,
he's just been wrestling other men.
It's not just a bruise. I've got a full-on wrist support on, a full-on bandage wrapped around my wrist.
I know. I let you go out one night and you come home with a big blooming bruise on your head and a messed up wrist
and a scratched up chest. I've got scratches on my chest.
Oh my god, you're literally scratched.
Yeah, scratches on my chest. But anyway, I better explain what happened. Brutal.
Yeah, explain what happened. He wasn't in a fight.
No,
technically not.
I didn't get kicked out of a pub in Bath like Keir Starmer did recently. Sorry, some bit political there. That Raven, our favourite pub.
Yeah.
Keir Starmer, leader of the Labour Party, he was kicked out of it.
Really?
The guy who runs it, the guy who runs the pub, was like, "Get out of my pub!"
Why? Because
his argument was that he didn't offer enough opposition to Boris Johnson over the.
Can you kick somebody out of a pub for that though? Not really.
Yeah, a landlord has the right to kick anyone out of the pub if they.
Oh, that's a bit mean.
Yeah, well, he really didn't like Keir Starmer, so he kicked him out. Said, "Get out of my pub, you scumbag!" So yeah, he had to get out, quick, sharp. Anyway, why I'm battered and bruised and injured and feeling sorry for myself is because I went back to jiu-jitsu for the first time in a year yesterday and got for 2 hours just got beaten up by blokes. I was basically just wedged under sweaty men for 2 hours.
I never understand why you actually pay for that.
Yeah, well, don't wonder too much, Hannah Mags. Don't wonder too much.
I mean, I've been there. I won't lie. I'm like, is this a thing?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of tension with being a dad with a young family for a prolonged period of time with no escape, and you need to get that out of your system somehow.
That's what I said to you last night. I was like, you basically just went into a room full of men who have been in lockdown for 3 months and they're let out and allowed to wrestle each other. Like, you're gonna come home bruised and like beaten up. You're basically like just grown kids.
I did
like fully grown
it's funny
boys.
You say that because I was looking around at everyone tussling around yesterday, because sometimes I'm pretty sheepish when I'm there, being bullshit, asking for partners. Like, I hate being like, "You've got a partner, mate," in case I'm rejected. I can't handle the rejection, so I don't normally ask. I normally just sort of dither around until somebody says, "Do you want to be my partner?" And then I say yes. Which normally means I'm left out at the end and I'm the one watching everyone, which is okay because I kind of get my breath back.
Is that like a flashback to school stuff?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was a flashback to like not being.
I'm going to give you a challenge for next week or next time you go to jiu-jitsu.
What's that?
Your challenge is to ask someone to be your partner. You'll feel so much better if you just do it and then it's done.
Where else?
Who's going to message each other before the class and be like, "Will you be my partner?" People don't do that.
Didn't I have the same problem at CrossFit before, where
gym,
they partnered up in CrossFit? And I'm always one of those people who always like finds one person I get on really well with, and I just normally stick with them.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah. Anyway, so
hence our marriage.
Yeah. So some guy called Will bust my hand. My hand got caught inside the sleeve of his gi, and then he twisted and turned, and it felt like my hand was being ripped off. And I tapped him, and going
back to the partner thing, I actually before lockdown I actually used to skip Wednesdays at my gym because I knew that Wednesdays was you go I go partners, and I hate that. I'm like,
you go I go.
Yeah, even if it's with a friend, I'm like, number one, I just feel a bit pointless stood there watching my friend or like being like, "Come on, you can do it."
Yeah.
And number two, I'm like, there's so much pressure on that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want somebody stood over me watching me do the exercises, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And also, I can't be bothered to make conversation while I'm at the gym. I'm there so I don't have to make conversation. I'm there to work out, you know.
Yeah.
Not antisocial, just like I'm there to work out, not to have a chat, you know. And that's why I skip Wednesdays.
Yeah, so I got an absolute hammering. It was funny because you go back after that period of time, I'm just so out of practice. So I was just a cumbersome dad thrashing around, using all of his energy, and just I was wrecked. By the time I got back, I was ruined, man.
Yeah, you were. I could even tell by your face.
An hour back workout with Phil, and then 2 hours at jiu-jitsu. Jeez, man, it was brutal. But you know, things are opening up now, and I'm embracing that shit. I'm fully embracing it. I'm like, come on, life, let's go.
I'm like the opposite. I'm like hermiting away, doing my studies.
How's your studies going? Tell me about your studies.
Good. I feel like I've hit a bit of a wall because I've got right to the end, the bit where I'm about to take an exam and then also film a practical exam. But I've got right to the end, and I feel like because I hit it so hard, I've kind of just lost a bit of steam and I feel a bit deflated. Which is not ideal time to feel deflated because this is like the bit where I'm supposed to be like, yes, come on.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna power through. And I think I just got a little bit of that. What's that thing called where you just have that voice in your head that's like,
Self-doubt?
You're probably not good enough. You're probably not gonna pass.
Yeah. That's me whispering through the door.
Well, you shouldn't do it yet because you're not ready. Blah 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 blah. And I've got that a lot at the moment. So I feel like I kind of need to coach myself out of that. But then also I feel like I'm not going to take either of the exams until I feel like that's gone and that I'm going to be like, yes, I know I'm going to pass, you know.
Just try not to overthink it though, Cones.
Yeah, I know.
Don't overthink it too much. You know?
I know, that's the whole thing they're saying, like in your practical exam. It's yoga, by the way, for anyone that's like wondering what's she studying. They're like, don't overcomplicate it. But it's kind of hard when you're planning it not to, because there's so much stuff that you want to include or that you like doing that it's hard not to try and cram loads of stuff in, you know?
Yeah. Do they study yoga at university? Is that like a thing?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yoga studies at university?
I don't think so.
No, I wonder why they don't. They do. They used to. They had a David Beckham studies course once. Yeah. David Beckham studies course at one university.
That's so depressing.
They were chowing out degrees for anything and everything at one point.
What, a degree?
Yeah, a degree in David Beckham.
Or is it just a module in a degree?
I don't know. Maybe I just took the headline off somewhere and that was it.
Yeah, because that doesn't. I mean,
maybe somebody studied part of him, but I swear that was.
I think you should Google that because I don't think that's a real thing. Google that.
I'm going to check it right now.
I'm going to head over to the comments and see what everyone's saying.
Okay, I'm going to check if David Beckham studies was a real thing. David Beckham.
Oh, someone said same for me. I have a dissertation deadline on Friday and I feel no effort to carry on. It's funny, isn't it, when you get right to the end and you're just like, you're so exhausted by doing all of the hard work that you just can't muster up the last little bit to get over the last little hurdle.
Here we are. David Beckham studies Staffordshire University, UK.
Is it still a thing? Oh my God, that's so...
Unless I'm being trolled. I may be being trolled. But I'm just checking on it now.
Oh, I love you guys.
What they say?
People are like, keep on, sister. You can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can do it. You can do David Beckham studies.
Oh, there's your mum.
Oh, mum's always there. Hi, mum.
You.
Always there, man. She's the biggest fan. 13 unusual degree courses you should consider taking. God, what are some of these ones? Surf science and technology. You can do that. That's
surf
fun.
Science would be cool.
Applied golf management. Let me see.
Do you know what? I actually looked at doing a master's around about the time that I was looking for yoga courses, just because I felt like this big need that I wanted to learn something. I wanted to use my brain and I was just bored. And so I looked into doing a master's degree, because once you've got your degree, like your actual foundation degree, you can go and do a year like specializing in something. And I looked into doing a psychology master's, and then I did this yoga course, which is 200 hours, which is obviously a fraction of how long you would spend doing a master's. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do a master's.
Yeah, I don't.
The idea was nice.
There's also contemporary circus and physical performance at Bath University. I think you can do that. You've got blacksmithing. That'd be quite a good degree. Stand-up master degree.
Stand-up, as in comedy?
I think so. Yeah. Wow,
Maybe you can pair that with like creative writing in English or something. That would be good.
Ethical hacking.
Ooh.
Yeah. What else we got here?
I love this person. Think of how massive that celebratory margarita will be.
Oh no.
When you crush those exams.
This can't be real. Feel the Force, How to Train in the Jedi Way. Queen's University, Belfast. This course was launched in 2008, teaching students the real-life psychological techniques behind Jedi mind tricks and the examining of the wider issues behind the Star Wars universe, life balance, destiny, dualism, fatherhood, and I think that's fascism. This was a perfect course for Star Wars enthusiasts. Wow, I can't believe you do a Star Wars course.
I think, to be honest, if you keep an open mind with stuff like that, what's the harm in somebody expanding their knowledge about something that they're really interested in?
It's a very good point.
It's not harming anybody.
It's a very good point. But I do wonder like where you could take that in your future.
But why do you need to take it anywhere if you have the opportunity to do it?
Because if Grayson said, I want to study Star Wars in university, any chance you could help me out with the fees, Dad? I'd probably be a bit like, could you study something that I just probably like dentistry that I know you're going to get a job in, or like architecture or something that like there's an obvious career path that follows that thing. Like that's why I think it's important to go to university, is if you have if it gives you the first initial kind of push to pursue a career in that particular. Well, I mean, English literature is a bit broader. Obviously, you can go into multiple different things, but at least you know it's something within writing.
Devil's advocate on that. I know a few people who went to university who did something like law, who did a degree in law, completed it, and then decided that's not how they want to spend their life and went on to do something else. So it's not necessarily a direct path to something.
No, of course.
You know?
And I could imagine, though, the law degree would massively help in whatever thing that they did do afterwards, most of the time.
Yeah, of course.
I reckon.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Whereas, and I suppose we're learning about Jedis might, but I don't know how much that would.
That's just an overview as well. You don't know how much of that is going to be made up of psychology and learning about the science in a person's brain. And I mean, I have no idea what's in that. But
you know what would be annoying about doing that course? The most annoying thing about doing that course is when you go for a drink with somebody and they say, oh, so what are you studying? And then you'd have to say, oh, just like a Jedi course. What? Just a course about Jedis. And then there'd be this whole thing, what, you're studying Jedi? And then you'd have to go on this whole thing where you're like, yeah, but it's not just about Jedis. It's about dualism, about fatherism, about fascism. And then you'd have to do that every time, because the minute you said that to somebody, the first thing they're going to do is want to dig on that one, aren't they? They're going to be like, right, there's fertile ground here to dig on, to dig down in. And then you're going to be like, yeah, I know you think it's fertile ground to dig down in, but everybody else I bloody meet does as well. And then you're just digging at me all the time. Stop digging at me.
That went off on a tangent. Sorry. I just let you do it.
Sorry, I got a bit impassioned there. Yeah. I've been listening to a very good podcast on BBC Sounds, which I want to recommend to everyone.
Do you know what I really like? When they do the BBC Sounds.
Do you? Do you like that jingle?
I find it really relaxing when they say that.
It's called The Lazarus Heist, and it's all about North Korea hacking Sony.
Oh my God, that sounds intense.
Because Sony released a film called The Interview, where they basically had this scene where they killed Kim Jong-un, and North Korea was so like, you just killed a sovereign head of state for a movie. That's not on. So they were like, right, Sony, we're coming at you. And oh boy, they came at Sony, man. They came down hardcore. They have these really kind of secretive hackers called the Lazarus Group, and they're basically like these super hyper intelligent hackers, and they can infiltrate companies like Sony. And they started leaking like loads of really personal data about all the employees and the management, and how like all the internal emails about Angelina Jolie being a bit of a dick and Tom Cruise being a bit of a dick, and all this stuff getting leaked and all to the press, and the press was just like, awesome.
Sweet, yeah.
Yeah, this is great. And loads of people were fired. It was just hectic. Yeah. So
I've just had to be so smart to be a hacker.
Oh my God. Like, you have no idea.
There should be a degree in that.
Well, there's ethical hacking. So I mean,
oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, they had to stick the word ethical on it, but probably is just a hacking degree. But how smart these people. I've worked with developers for about 20 years, and I'm always in awe of them. Always, because they are just like, oh my God, they are, the way they can think and the way they make code work. I'm so in awe of them. It's like magic. It's like watching a magician. It's like, how can you do that? How can you make this thing do this with just the code? And they're all quite humble about it, and it's just what they do. But bloody hell, man. And to be a hacker is like next level. To know how to kind of hack into something and infiltrate it and plant these seeds. And geez, man.
Did you know that our next door neighbour is doing a physics degree?
Oh, that would be. I mean,
I knew he was smart, obviously, because we just know
the guy,
yeah, super smart. Imagine doing a physics degree.
But Neil's physics masters.
Yeah.
I'm so at my depth in every conversation I have with her.
Yeah, the funny thing is though that like do you remember being at school? I had absolutely no interest in physics or biology or any of the sciences. Really, just wasn't really interested in it. I guess apart from if you counted psychology as a science, which some people do. But yeah, now I'm like, I would love to go back to school and tell myself like, no, this is actually really interesting. Like you should concentrate on this bit, you know?
Yeah, you probably would be way more interested these days.
Yeah, I definitely would be. I'd probably not so much in the biology side of things. But definitely I think you'd probably find physics really interesting too.
Yeah, I would, until they say like anything beyond like welcome to the class.
You have to
they will be studying, then I'll just be like, I might just blank out. I don't know what you're talking about. I find maths incredibly fascinating, but I'm so bad at it. But I have this like such a level of appreciation for the beauty. I just find maths so beautiful. I find it like one of the most beautiful things in the world. Yet I'm bloody awful at it. I'm absolutely terrible.
You don't have to be good at something though to appreciate it for what it is. You don't have to be good at everything.
Yeah.
You can just enjoy something without being the best.
Yeah. And like physics and stuff. I'm
just saying that because I'm shit at everything.
The one thing I remember about school which really used to annoy me was in science lesson was they had these science books and I read it multiple times. I remember reading it over and over thinking, why have you wrote this? This is not true. And they said your small intestines, I think it was, or your large intestines, there's so much of it that it could wrap around the earth twice. I swear to God, it said that in multiple maths books in science books when I was a kid. And I remember thinking,
is it supposed to be like a metaphor or something?
No, and it was literally in black and white. I remember it saying it. I didn't dream it. It was really it really happened a couple of times. I remember reading it multiple times. Thinking, they can't be serious when they're writing this.
That's the thing about memories that long ago, though. You never know if you actually just dreamt it and you really believe it, or if it actually happened.
Yeah, that's so true. If anyone else in the comments ever remembers reading something like that about if you unravel all your intestines or something goes around the earth or something twice, let me know, because I remember reading that shit. Anyway, I remember being a kid thinking, even if you put your body in like a blender and you blended it up to a liquid and then you had a pinprick that would of like the thinnest amount of your body that you could dispense through that pinprick, that wouldn't go around the world. That would only go probably about 50, 60 miles. You know what I mean? Like the teeniest amount of you liquefied.
How would you be able to? Is there any way that you would be able to tell if that was a memory or if that was
people say they read it. I totally remember reading that. I read that too.
Is that true? You need to Google that then.
No, it's no point in Googling it. That's not true. That can't be true. That would never be true.
No, just Google it.
I think it was in these science books called Eureka. Yeah, I think but it's not true. And I don't know why anyone would have the audacity to say that.
Somebody said you both look like snacks today. What's that mean?
You both look like snacks today. Maybe it's they typed it.
SNACCS. Oh, I'm so out of touch.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. But yeah, so there you go. I didn't just imagine it. I didn't just concoct it in my imagination. It was a real thing. People really wrote that. And I was just like, who would believe? Why would they say that? You can't wrap your bloody intestines around the earth twice. It's ridiculous. How big they think the earth is. I'm really angry about it.
Oh, it means you look good. Snacks.
Snacks.
Is that a word?
Yeah, apparently so. You look snacks.
Is that just for like the young kids?
Hang on, I'm going to put a bit of a light
the cool
on.
kids.
I got this new light. Look at this.
Did you steal my fake tan?
No, I didn't steal it. Everything we have is shared.
So you did use my fake tan then?
Well, I got a bruised up face.
I thought I could tell because you got a line there.
I got a bruised up old face, a bruised up old man face. I saw I saw your little mitt there, and I was like, oh, I put a bit of that mitt on.
I can't have anything, can I? I even got a husband rustling around in my blooming chest of drawers.
All right, yeah, you have to be careful what you said there. Yeah, he doesn't look particularly tan today. Yeah, do you want to see my tan? Yeah, look.
Oh, okay. You look like a snack, i.e. good enough to eat. Thanks someone for explaining that to me. Oh, God. Yeah. I'm such a mum. Like, what's a snack mean?
Yeah. So I did think Steph had a little sunburn. No, that's just, I think.
Yeah, I thought that this morning because you obviously had the tan on, but it's gone onto your bruise and like stuck to your bruise.
It's stuck to my bruise. If anything, where is the bruise? Here. As it kind
it
of
does look like sunburn.
Oh, well, that's all right. I've got a bit of sunburn. It's been quite hot the last couple of days. Yeah. So what else has been going down in our lives, Hannah Mays? The Steph, what did you say there? Hey, Steph, your blood.
It's your blood vessels.
Blood vessels. Mum, pipe down, Mum. pipe down.
Catherine's in the room.
Yeah. So apart from that, got back to the gym, back to jiu-jitsu. Kids are signed up to jiu-jitsu now. Little Rubear's in there. It was so funny because they're showing you how to do all these throws, and Rufus just goes like, when it's all quiet and they're showing you the throws, Rufus just goes like, "Oh, that was so cool!" And Grayson just pisses himself laughing, and everyone else is kind of laughing, and it's so funny.
I bet they'll have to take him to the side and be like, "Now, when the teacher's talking, you're not allowed to say anything." But he's never been in a classroom environment, so he just doesn't know that that's like not the etiquette.
Yeah. What did you just do there? I
snapped an elastic band and it made me jump.
Yeah. So that's cool. It's good seeing them both there actually, and enjoying that. So yeah, they're back there. And
I've got these on your desk.
I've got elastic bands for the print stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for just wrapping up prints.
They're
and stuff
really
like
good
that.
to like fiddle with when you're talking, aren't they?
Yeah. So print stuff's still going well. I've just sold out of most stuff now. I've ordered a load more. I've got loads more in stock. If anyone fancies some sexy artwork for their wall, graceandashes.co.uk.
Please buy it. So it makes my daily 5 times a day trips down to the front door to get the post worth something.
God, the amount of paper and ink and stuff I've got now, I'm just like full-time printing mode. So yeah, it's been good. I actually launched a new one today, put a new one up there now, by this Spanish artist who we found in Brick Lane. My God, it's good. It's just this picture of this.
Is it Brick Lane? I thought it was Portobello.
Was it Portobello? Is that not the same?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's just stunning. I was going to keep one for ourselves, but we filled up all of the walls at the moment with art. We've got no space left.
I feel like we need a massive spring clean in this house.
Yeah, we do.
But you know, when that's just, I mean, it's quite unappealing anyway. I want the end result, but I just don't want to have to go through the process of spring cleaning our house. And it's one of those things where it is pretty much last on the list after everything else to spring clean, isn't it? You kind of need a whole weekend free to just spank.
Yeah, and who wants to do that, man? I
want to do it because I want
the result
to feel less like smothered by stuff everywhere.
I dare you to go into our top floor bathroom and just look around.
No way.
It's horrific.
No way. Our top floor bathroom is so embarrassing that I just don't want anyone to ever see it.
Oh God, it's horrible.
It's a nice bathroom. It's just we've dumped loads of stuff in there because there's a cupboard in there that is like overflowing.
It's the only bit of kind of space we have to put anything in.
We need to get one of those people to come and help us. You know, like people actually for their job, like come and help you.
I'm
sort
sure
out your
Mum
house.
would be more than happy to do that, but she's a bit brutal. She hacked away. I've never forgiven her for hacking away at my plant. What's that plant? What's that plant called?
Dimbleby.
Dimbleby, that's it. It was a lovely big plant, and we were moving house.
But he didn't fit.
It was a little bit too tall for our new house. So instead of Mum just cutting off a couple of feet, she basically hacked it right down to its root.
He loved it.
What was your problem with
back.
Dimbleby, man? It was a lovely plant. She hacked it right back. Just a little stub sticking out.
Where is she?
She got really aggressive with that plant. I don't know. Maybe I annoyed her that day or something like that. Yeah. How has the print launch been? It's been a lot of work, that's for sure. But it's been really good. It's been tons of work.
I think the thing with something like that is that you just don't know how it's going to be received until you do it. So you don't really know what to anticipate in terms of like if it's going to be popular or how many sales you're going to get. Like you don't know if it's a one-man band type thing or if you need other people.
Yeah, that's it. That's
whatever.
it.
And actually as well, when things settle down after an initial spike, when you first launch something or when you first like open a shop like that, it's like you really have to wait until it's like you can kind of see what it's going to be like on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, exactly that. So I don't know. I think it's kind of stabilized now, but it's very much factors in. I think when at the time of the month when people buy as well, because I think a lot of people don't. You know, they'll spend all their money in the first. Now,
mid-month, mid to the late month. I don't think people spend as much money. I think they do more so at the beginning of the month and they get paid.
You should do a flash sale, Steph.
Yeah, do a flash sale.
Yeah.
Do you remember flash dances? I'm so glad they're not happening anymore.
Oh, flash mob, you mean?
Was it a flash mob or a flash dance? What was it?
A flash dance is a film.
Oh no, I think it's called. They were flash dances in London.
Oh, I thought they were trendy thing
to like. You'd be walking around,
yeah,
like a train station. All of a sudden, a bunch of twats would just start dancing. and I was busting out all these shapes, and all the other people
You're so
standing around
mean
with
and
their fucking phones
aggressive.
filming it all, and it's
They're just having a bit of fun. Leave them alone.
it was so
Grumpy old
cringy.
Londoner
It's
walking
so
through.
Cringy. It's like just trying to get past these people. Like, oh god, go do your thing, you fucking idiots. Yeah, just get. Sorry, no.
Epitome of a grumpy Londoner there.
A grumpy Londoner.
And then you move to Bath, and you have to squash that out of you and
Yeah.
be friendly wherever you go.
Yeah, I think I've got friendly now. I think
I definitely feel
become a friendlier man.
friendlier since moving out of London. But it is because there's more of a sense of community where we live now, and everybody knows everybody. You know,
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a city; it feels like a village.
Mum just said, by the way, when I said she hacked my plant bound, she goes, "Lucky I didn't hack you." Fucking hell, Mum. You know, she said something. She says, "Well, I remember when you were a baby, and I just remember seeing a window, and you just kept screaming. I just wanted to throw you out that fucking window." I was like,
I think she told
Mum?
you that because you said something similar about Grayson once.
And then one time, Grayson was screaming, and I saw a window, and I was thinking, oh shit, no, Steph, don't think that. Don't think that. It's funny how it comes around.
Oh, everyone's going, yeah, tell him, Catherine.
Oh God, people are saying
yes, Catherine.
God, don't, it'll go to her head. It'll go to her head. Yeah. Anyway, so what else have you? You've not been doing much other than the yoga course. You've been so invested in that, haven't you? You've been so deep.
I'm finding it a little bit harder now, I think, as well, because things are opened back up. So like there's more temptation to be like, oh, should we go out for a lunch, or should we try and get a babysitter and go for a walk, or like there's definitely more temptation not to like just, you know, knuckle down and get on with it.
Yeah. Where did we go the other day?
The
place where everyone was like looked like something out of Dawn of the Dead.
Longleat.
Yeah. God, it was literally like being in a zombie film. I've never seen anything like that. I was like,
well, everyone was wearing masks. It was very weird.
Yeah,
but the kids had a great time. It was nice.
Yeah. It was nice, but it was rammed, and you couldn't get anywhere. And everywhere you would go, there's just zombies everywhere. And I was like, oh God, I can't deal with this. Let's get out.
It's funny.
And the food is basically just like chips. There's no nice food there.
Oh no, I didn't have any.
The sandwich tasted like grief,
horrible.
didn't it? Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, next time we take them, I'll take a picnic.
Take a picnic for sure. They loved it though. They love all that shit.
Yeah.
So look at those bloody feral little fucking, what are they called? What are those things called? Those little things.
Meerkats?
Meerkats, yeah.
How did I get that from that?
I did the little hand thing.
Those feral little bloody.
Meerkat.
The
problem is with the meerkats is I'm just like, oh, you've been ruined by that marketing campaign.
I really like the meerkats because they remind me of our dog. And she literally looks like a bit of a swollen up meerkat.
Is there a tagline for that advertising campaign, the meerkat thing? They have like little Russian voice. They say something. There's little meerkats in that
Isn't
advert.
it just compare the meerkat?
I know. I don't know. Maybe that's comparethemeerkat.com. Yeah. I bet the woman that works there in the meerkat bit is constantly having to hear people go like, oh, comparethemeerkat.com whenever they see it. I bet you. Yeah. I bet that kills her.
Simples. That was it. Simples.
Simples. Yeah. My friend Zach once, he got this job in a supermarket giving out free bits of food to people. You know, like it was like just a temporary in between job where he was handing people like bits of like ham or something like that. And he said every single customer would basically be like, oh, I don't have to have my lunch now. Oh, every customer. And he had to every time be like, it's a good one. I've not come across that joke every time. He said it killed him inside. It killed him. Bless him. Yeah. Oh, there's nothing worse than dealing with the general public. I've had retail jobs before, so have you. It's the fucking worst.
It's hard.
Oh,
I mean, you're just dealing with such a broad spectrum of people and personalities. And
the general public tend to be quite entitled. Most people are quite entitled.
I love that you're not counting yourself in this, clearly.
I'm not entitled. I'm very polite. Too polite,
general public.
Too polite.
Not including me, though.
No. I mean, no, of course not. But no, I'm just in terms of general public. Mostly the general public are very entitled, and they almost assume that everyone that works in the shop is like, it cares if that person never goes back to that shop. So if the person goes in the shop and they're like, I'm never shopping here again, it's almost like they think the person who works there is going to be like, oh no, please come back here again. If anything, that person's like, good, I've got less fucking idiots to deal with. You know, people, the general public are mental. Yeah, I can't say mental anymore. Sorry, don't cancel me for that.
I don't know where you're going with that story.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that sympathise with me. I'm sure there is. Yeah, majority are nice.
The best thing to do with that though is just kill with kindness. I used to find.
No, it's not though. Not with.
I do.
Not with those types.
Well, it depends what types you're talking about. There's a lot of
the
types
really
of
entitled
different
types.
people.
You know, the sort of people who walk across a zebra crossing and they don't wave or say thank you.
Oh yeah, I do hate that. That really does bother me.
I just want to run them. I want to take their legs out.
That really does bother me, actually.
I want to run them down. I literally want to run them down. I'm like, just take anything, just to kind of ignore.
What about 10 years ago when I was working in a sports shop when I was about 20, I had this one customer come in who, I don't know if it's because she was really posh and that's what they do in like posh shops. But she literally wanted me in the changing rooms, in the fitting rooms, to take her bra off for her and like help her put bras on.
Was she old and infirmed?
No, she must have been maybe a couple of years older than me. But she clearly had a lot of money.
Yeah.
She spent a lot of money. But I was a bit like, you know, when you're like, this isn't my job.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting paid to take your sweaty bra off you.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, yeah, it was weird.
Why couldn't she do it herself, you think?
I don't know. I mean, maybe thinking back, maybe she had problems with her shoulders or something. I don't know, but
she should have really said, I've got a couple of problems with my shoulder.
Shop. Yeah, it was more just like completely just expecting me to do it. It was so weird.
Yeah. Oh, here you are. You know how they are. There are these Karens. Well, we call those even more self-entitled people Sandras. So if you're really self-entitled, then you're a Sandra. I like these different names.
Everybody needs to just calm the hell down.
But the general public is just furious and angry, and they need to take it out on somebody that works in fucking retail for minimum wage. It's depressing. It's
Everybody's
like, be
just
nice to these. I can't. When I'm working somewhere and I see, well, not working, so when I'm somewhere and I see somebody being rude to somebody, that I can't almost not say anything. I can't deal with it. I hate it when people are like just
thinking that they're better than
thinking they're above people. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I wouldn't care if they died.
Steph, you need to relax.
I wouldn't. You don't deserve to live.
Right. On that note, should we?
Oh, how long we've been doing? 31 minutes. Yeah. Should we leave it on that?
Yeah. Let's leave it on that they deserve to die.
Right, guys. Thanks very much for watching. We're gonna love you and leave you. Thanks for tuning into another podcast.
All the Sandras out there, chill the hell out.
Yeah, chill out. Stop being so entitled. Take care, everyone. We're out of here. Bye.
See you later, guys. Bye.